another huge topic that will be discussed is certainly redistricting. And I want, if you could briefly explain to our viewers the process behind redistricting and the ramifications it has.
Sure. Well, after the census is done every 10 years, state legislatures like ours in Florida are required to draw new district lines for the state house, for the state senate, and for members of Congress. And the reason that's really important is we've seen a number of population changes in the state of Florida, and we want to make sure that every area, for example, here in Orange County and Orlando, where we've seen a population explosion, particularly down in Osceola County, where so many folks have moved to that area, is we need to make sure that we have more funding for our public schools. We need to have more funding for transportation and infrastructure and healthcare. And the way that we have that is through accurate representation for our geographic area. So what we also need to make sure happens during this process where new district lines are drawn is that they're drawn fairly and that we do not have partisan gerrymandering, which is where politicians select their voters as opposed to voters selecting their politicians. The Florida legislature has a bad track record of unfortunately drawing very gerrymandered maps that favor one political party over another. But Florida voters changed the Constitution in 2010 when they passed the Fair Districts Amendment, which banned partisan gerrymandering. The concern I have is that we now have a majority conservative Florida Supreme Court that recently had 3 new justices appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, don't get me wrong. All of our judges are required to follow and respect the Constitution that bans partisan gerrymandering. But I do have concerns that this Florida Supreme Court may, just like the legislature has in the past, ignore the Constitution, which is why it's so important for people to be engaged in this process. And they demand that not only legislators, but our judges and our courts respect and follow the Constitution and not allow for partisan gerrymandered districts.